Hello and welcome to JKEV. I'm Joe, and let's go on an adventure. Got the Volkswagen all loaded up. We are headed to Omaha, Nebraska to visit some friends. First, I'm going to head off to Apt Electronics to go pick up Christina. Total trip should be about 1,000 miles. So let's get started. I don't know about you, but this looks excessively overpacked for just a weekend getaway. But, you know, oh well. Got to bring the disco sticks, get around to golfing while we're out there. Yeti's packed full of water. And we're ready to go. Charged up to 100%. Car estimates that's about 294 miles. That's not realistic because we've been driving around the city, so it's kind of overestimating right now. Really, it should be hopefully about 230 miles. So it's always great to start with a nice full charge and we can cover a ton of ground since our first stretch is 180 miles to Iowa. Let's go. All right, I picked up Christina and we're on our way to Omaha, Nebraska.
Woohoo!
So as you can see here, well, hopefully you can see here, the route planning in this car is just never ideal. It's trying to send us through Rockford, Illinois, which is way out of the way just because that's where...
U-turn now. Please make a U-turn now. Your route was changed due to a closure.
Just because that's where the Electrify America charger is. Plus, I don't think the car thinks we can make it all the way to Iowa, even though the outline here on the guessometer says, you know, we'll easily make it there. So our plan is to go...
Make a U-turn in a quarter of a mile.
So our plan is to go to the Iowa 80 truck stop. And there's some charge point chargers there. They are not cheap, 42 cents a kilowatt hour. I'll work on getting that into the navigation. You know, that'll always be an exciting process while we're driving since voice control doesn't always get the address right. But I know where we're going. We're just trying to get to Interstate 88, and then we'll connect to 80 at Iowa. And just across the border, just past Davenport, is the Iowa 80 truck stop, which is the world's largest truck stop. So our thought was we usually go to Geneseo, Illinois, which is about a 20 to 25 mile detour off of the quickest route that we would normally take if we just had our hybrid. So we wanted to try this route a little different this time since we're fully charged. The wind conditions are pretty ideal. The temperature conditions are great. It's 82 degrees right now. So we should get pretty good efficiency. And I think that if we shave 20 miles off of the trip, even though we'll pay a little bit for the charging and it'll be a little bit slower charger, we only need to get about 20 kilowatts there to then make it to the Electrify America that's further down the road. So that's the plan. We'll give it a shot. Let's see if we make it. All right, so I'm using Apple Maps since the car is being disobedient. So I put in the Iowa truck stop that we're trying to get to. It's about 2 hours and 45 minutes of a drive. Let's see the distance here, 178 miles from where we're at. We'll have a little bit of Chicago traffic to deal with, but should be pretty good. We'll be there around 8 o'clock hopefully, and hopefully these charge points work and keep us on down the road. get out of Chicago traffic. So now we're out by DeKalb, Illinois, where I used to go to school. Fun times.
Yeah.
Lots of corn. Now it's just pretty relaxing drive just for the next 2 hours left until we're at the Iowa truck stop, which, like I said, is the world's largest truck stop. Not sure if that's true or self-proclaimed, but
it probably is.
I'm not sure what's the organization that is in charge of measuring the largest truck stops. Okay. I've lost her entertainment. So now it's nice I can just set travel assist and cruise. So to do that, I just push this button right here. That'll engage travel assist. What's nice about travel assist, as you see here, I can change lanes and it still stays engaged. It's kind of a nice feature. I'm not a huge fan of these touch capacitive buttons. However, the one benefit to them is if I lightly tap, it increases my travel assist by 1 mile per hour at a time. And if I hard press, it'll do 5 miles per hour at a time. So that's a neat little feature. But yeah, sun's setting, beautiful weather.
Yeah, it's nice.
Not much to complain about. It's a pretty nice little drive.
Little mini road trip.
It's only a 1,000-mile road trip, which compared to the other trips, when we went to Vegas and Tahoe, that was like 4,500 miles. And then when we just went to Montana, that was almost 5,000 miles. So this will feel like a breeze.
Piece of cake.
Yeah, a breeze. So a little update on the journey thus far. We have 76 miles to go till the truck stop charge point. Now let's take a look at the battery percentage. So I reset the trip gauge when we started. So we have gone 113 miles. We're getting 2.9 miles per kilowatt, almost 3 miles per kilowatt hour. That's pretty excellent efficiency. That kind of goes to, we were in a little bit of traffic, so we were drafting a little bit, a little slower speeds at times, as well as the wind conditions are just very ideal. A couple of our other trips we've done, it had been very windy when we were leaving, and I just didn't feel comfortable trying to stretch it all the way, especially when the car was newer to us. Now that we've gotten used to it, we know it's just a road trip machine. So here on battery life, we're at 48%. So some quick extrapolation will show you that since we've gone 114 miles and we're at 48%, that basically is about the 225-mile highway range that many other YouTubers have been able to replicate. I know we will do our own range test here, hopefully in the next coming weeks or month. We're just so busy with stuff going on, but yeah, we shouldn't have any sweat. We should be in Iowa in no time. Also, another neat feature is right here you can see it says continue straight for 45 more miles, 45.9 more miles. That's actually Apple Maps. Pretty cool that actually rebroadcasts. A lot of cars, it'll use CarPlay on the screen, but it doesn't rebroadcast it to the instrument cluster. So, neato. And we got this purple and teal vibe going on in here tonight. Might change it up in a little bit. I don't know. Go for something crazy.
Purple.
And
pink.
All right, we'll go purple and pink. Stay tuned. All right, we made it with 8%. I just plugged in the car. Now with ChargePoint, what you do is you take your RFID card or Apple Pay, tap it to the screen, and it should start ramping up. It's a 125 kilowatt shared unit. When I looked on PlugShare, it looked like most people were getting about 75 kilowatts from here, so we'll take it. Neat feature on the ID.4 is we keep our, they have these card holders right here, so we keep our EVgo and ChargePoint card there. We can activate with the app. However, you can activate the charge with the app or with the EVgo or ChargePoint. You can activate with the app. However, it's way more convenient to have these touch cards because they just seem to always work. Especially there's times like in Death Valley where we had horrible or no cell service at all. So there's no way we would have been able to activate with the app. So the RFID cards have definitely saved us before. Now we're gonna go head in to the world's largest truck stop. Get some dinner, use the restroom, and only about 65 miles, I believe, I'll double check, to the Electrify America down the road. So we pulled in with 8%, which means we have about 5 or 6 kilowatts left. So all we need here is about 15 to 20 kilowatts to be able to make it down the road. So that'll be the plan. We'll take as little as we need here since it's 42 cents a kilowatt hour. Ridiculous. But whatever. We're happy it's here and it saved us 20 miles of out of the way to go to Geneseo, Illinois. That's not one of our favorite charging stops.
No, it's not.
So, well, I'll put in the corner one of the videos we've done where it was a complete nightmare. It was one of our very first charging stops we've ever done with the car, and it was almost a meltdown.
It was a little bit.
We got our coffees. I had a smorgasbord of Wendy's and a bagel, but you know,
It was delicious.
actually it was pretty good. The place is pretty cool. I'll put some screenshots in right here. They just have like so much random stuff. It's pretty cool. They have like knickknacks and things. We're charged up to almost 55% already, so we have a ton more than we needed, because our next Electrify America charger is only 60 miles away, and it definitely makes sense to go down the road and hit that one just because it's free, whereas here we're paying pretty high fees to use this charger. But all in all, we're pretty happy that we came here because a little bit different variety of food. If we'd gone to Geneseo, like we said, it was 20 miles out of the way, we'd have been stuck eating Culver's, which we weren't really in the mood for. No. So it was nice to, you know, get a change of pace of, we've done this trip, this is our third trip west this summer. Yep. And it kind of gets repetitive going to the same chargers over and over again, so.
Nice change of pace.
Yeah, and there's coffee.
Coffee!
We're actually charged to 58%. I went and tapped my card on the card reader right there, so that stops the charge. So now we can unplug and get back on the road. As you can see, we got 37 kilowatt hours of energy, and the total cost was $15.61. Checked the app a couple times while we were in there. It pretty much just held 70 kilowatts, almost the entire charge, which is, you know, the ID.4 continues to amaze how fast we could not eat fast enough to finish this charge and get on the road. So off to, I think it's Williamsburg, Iowa next. I got a ton of work to do, so Christina's gonna take this leg. It's only 65 miles, but it'll help. I'll get some work done. So if this video is not continued, we didn't make it.
Dun dun dun.
Connected to charger number 4. We arrived with 28%. Like I said, when we were leaving the truck stop, we had plenty to get here, but there's no way we were gonna have enough to make it to Waukee, which is our next stop. I believe it's about 115, 120 miles down the road. Interesting, all these chargers are set up as complimentary sessions right now, so they must have had some sort of initiation issues at this location. But we'll probably stay here till about 60% or so, 65%, and then we'll be ready to head down to Waukee, Iowa. All right, so we had plugged in with handle 1. Then for some reason we encountered the charging bug that it looks like it's doing the same thing again. It's slowed right down to 56 kilowatts again and down to 37. So it must be a cooling issue with this charger. So I think, well, now it's ramping back up. I'm very confused. I think we're gonna unplug, move to a different unit, and hope for some better luck. All right, initiating charge on charger number 2. As I think I mentioned, they all are complimentary, so it makes it a lot easier to bounce around between these units more effectively than if we had to initiate with the app every time. But for some reason, that other charge number 4 was having some bugs. So let's see what we ramp up to here. At 52%, we should be expecting around, I don't know, 80 to 90 kilowatts. So we're hoping it ramps up to a little higher speed than this. Let's see. We're climbing up. There we go. 85 is about what I would expect. So something was buggy going on with charge number 4. Hopefully charge number 2 is the one for us. A little bit of a charging debacle, as you saw, but charger number 2 that we ended up on worked great. So sometimes you just got to bounce around. Every unit is different because there's a different cabinet. You don't know if it was just recently used by someone. Sometimes that can affect it. There's a lot of variables, but hopefully it gets better with time. All charged up to 71%, a little more than we needed, but I was busy getting some work done. Our next stop is Waukee, Iowa, 101 miles down the road. Let's go. Here in Waukee, Iowa, which means we gotta do some math because I'm not sure if we want to just charge here till like I think it's around 80 or 85%, or whether we want to charge to like 60% or 65%, go to Council Bluffs, Iowa before our final destination in Omaha. So stay tuned, we'll come up with the solution for that soon. Just plugged in, we're at 17%. One thing that's really nice about these complimentary sessions is it's a little bit of a taste of what the future is like when plug-in charge is a thing. It's really convenient because if I plug in and one charger is not working, I know I can just move over and quickly plug in the other one. I don't have to worry about the app, you know, having a snafu or something like that. As far as the other stations go around here, charger 1 right over here on PlugShare was, some people said they had issues with that, so we're trying not to use that one. Charger 3 is clearly dead. There's no green glow and the whole unit's shut down. And then charger 4 over here is the Chatamo unit, so you want to try to not use these in case a Nissan Leaf does happen to show up. Although I don't think I've ever seen a Leaf at Electrify America yet, but you still don't want to block it in case they do show up. They don't want to, if you're away from your vehicle, they'd kind of be SOL. Christina's just buried into her phone right now. I think I'm gonna go clean the windshield. Also forgot to show the charging speed. So far, much better experience than we had back in Williamsburg, where it really only got up to like 115 and it then kind of started fading down real quick. This is pulling full speed of what we'd hope right away, and hopefully it's a clean charging session all the way to about 80% or so. What an excellent charging session this has been. It definitely made up for the time that we lost back at Williamsburg. We've been here only 26 minutes and gained 42 kilowatt hours. The car's at 74%, still pulling 67 kilowatts. At 75, I'm going to go ahead and unplug because it's 133 miles to our destination. So 75% should be plenty. Give us maybe 5 or 10% buffer. When we get to their house, we're going to go ahead and plug in on our level 1 plug. That'll just trickle charge all weekend long. But pretty happy with the walkie experience here. I like this charging stop. These Come and Go gas stations have good amenities. They have clean, always have, everyone I've gone to has had very clean bathrooms. They have a good selection of food inside, microwavable like TV dinners, as well as snacks and fresh made sandwiches and stuff, or freshish made sandwiches. They also have a smoothie machine that's pretty cool. I've had that a couple times, but I like when it's well lit. I like that I was able to clean the window right over here, and pretty good charging location. Setting in. We have 37 miles to go to our destination, and the car thinks we only have 39 miles of range. We're at 18%, so it actually might get pretty close. We'll have to see. I think we'll make up some ground once we get into Omaha, because the speed limit will decrease, and then we have some side streets to get to their house. But I'll keep you in the loop. Here's another quick update. We are down to 8%, which is 17 miles projected, and 16 miles to go. Yes, we will be cutting it extremely close. There was a charger back in Council Bluffs, but it is a little bit off the highway, and I just rather, drive more efficiently, and plus it makes better video content, right? It is incredible how close this is going to be. We have 7 miles left with 4% battery left to go, and we have 6.4 miles to go. Stay tuned, it's gonna be close. Looks like we're gonna make it. 2.5 miles to go, 3 miles or 3%, 5 miles of projected range. Something interesting to point out too is if you see the blue bar, my regen. So when I let off, there's my regen. When I step on it, there's the blue bar. It doesn't go all the way to the white line. That's because the battery is so low that I cannot produce full power anymore, and that'll just continue to deteriorate until we get into turtle mode, and the car will only do like 5 miles an hour. Amidst all of the anxiety, we made it. We arrived with 2%, probably closer to 1%. It was ticking back and forth. Christina is completely oblivious to the situation as she was snoozing most of the ride. She's like, oh, we're here. No big deal. So now we'll spend a couple days here. I'll show you we'll take some B-roll to throw in right here, and then we'll do it all over again to go back the other way. So now that we're at the halfway point of the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. We have lots more videos always planned. We have plenty of road trips always coming. We plan to get a hold of some other cars soon and do some side-by-side comparisons. But I'm glad you made it this far, and now let's go back to Chicago. We are here in Council Bluffs, Iowa. This is the charger that we could have stopped at on the way into Omaha, but of course we pushed the limits and arrived, as you saw, with 2%. Unfortunately, our weekend is coming to an end, so it's time to drive home. So this is our first charging stop. We had so much fun in Omaha.
So much fun.
Never would have thought that that's a destination I'd have fun at, but it was good.
Definitely will be coming back.
Yeah. So I think it'll basically be about an 8.5 hour drive, including all the charging stops back to Chicago. Right here, we just plugged in with 46% because I had it on a level 2 charger at their house, where we charged up to like 50% over the last couple of days. Or sorry, did I say level 2? I meant level 1.
Yeah, level 1.
Level 1 charger.
Slow motion.
Yeah, it was really slow. But it really helped us out a lot because now we're at, plugging in here at 46. We only need to get to like 65%. So this should be a quick 10-minute stop, and then we'll be off to Waukee, Iowa. We ran into Walmart, grabbed some water, and now we're at 67%. So we're gonna go ahead and unplug and hit the road. It's 110 miles to Waukee, Iowa. In Waukee, Iowa. We just had some OK pizza, and now we have some OK coffee.
Yeah.
Now we're going for an OK drive.
Just okay.
It's 96 miles to the next destination, which is Williamsburg, Iowa. And yeah, great charging session here. We're at 66% right now, so we have enough to unplug. And it's the same unit we used a couple days ago. So since I remembered, it was charger 2, worked well. I went ahead and definitely plugged in there. They still have the complimentary sessions going on here for some reason, so it was interesting. In Council Bluffs, Iowa, we had to initiate the charge with our phone. However, here, both ways, it's been complimentary, and I have a hunch that Williamsburg will be the same situation, so we'll see.
All right, time for the wiping down the bug splat portion. Look at him use all those muscles. How is it?
It's wonderful.
Is it a lot of stuff?
Our windshield's cracked. See that right here? One downside is, I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, it shows up right there. Big old crack on the windshield right there. A pickup truck in front of us flung up some dirt, and we caught it.
First crack of the year.
We're here in Williamsburg, Iowa. Next stop is Geneseo, 107 miles away. We got here at 20%, charged up to 68% now, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop. Pretty good charging session at this charger. We tried using charger 1 originally. It would only get 35 kilowatts, which is tells us that the cooling system on the unit is not working, because that's the maximum speed you'll get when the cooling system's not working.